now.
Yes.
Because of the potential of him coming out and going to the NBA draft, maybe winding up with the Celtics. And we are underway as BC and White wins the opening tip. In a tough season here on the Hill for the Eagles. They are 6-16, so a game like this is their Super Bowl.
Well, they come in with very little pressure. They had preseason expectations, picked 8th in the league. Those have gone by the wayside with the more losses piling up. So you can play loose and free.
Alex Dragovich, who is 6'7", a junior out of Illinois. Shot clock down to 5. Into the lane, Anderson with a left hand, denied. That one tipped. Good stop by the Blue Devils. They've been playing really good defense, in particular in the conference their last 6 or 7 games.
And that's been their Achilles heel all year. You look at the opponent's field goal percentage against Duke, and it's higher than you would think. Giving up about 45% to their opponent. Trying to get that stronger as you move deeper into the season.
Suleiman swings down into the corner. Here's Parker's first one. Can't hit that. Duke excellent on the offensive glass. That's been a real strength. Here's Hood. Yes, a three-pointer to get them started.
Well, he is as dangerous a three-point shooter as there is. He and Andre Dawkins amongst the best in the ACC at pulling the trigger from deep.
That's right. They're 1 and 2. Dawkins number 1, Hood number 2, and a whistle and a foul here. Duke coming in ranked number 11. Mike Krzyzewski, his 34th year at Duke. He had a rather worried look on his face before the game, but I guess that's always the case when a team at 18-5 faces a team on the road at 6-16.
Well, I think you worry because, as you see, a nice little screen there set for Hanlon. You worry, you know, what's your kid's attitude? Do they come in prepared to play to the level of what their expectations are, or the level of their current opponent?
Thornton hit with that last foul. The backdoor attempt is picked off by Boston College. Lonnie Jackson in the open floor. Here's Hanlon, his second look of the night, and he can't hit it. He's 0 for 2. Hanlon only shooting 32.5% beyond the three-point line.
Well, I think, you know, as good as he's been this year, to be honest with you, I think Hanlon's biggest thing is he's got to be more efficient offensively. Those percentages have got to come up.
Suleiman denied, and a great stop there by Dragovich. Now it's Jackson with a scoop shot and 2. That all triggered by Alex Dragovich, the junior, who sat out last season after transferring from Notre Dame.
I think the expectations for him were a little bit higher than what he's shown so far. He's trying to gain some traction on his season.
Into the lane, Parker with authority. That's with Danny Ainge in the crowd, by the way.
Now that's the one-on-one we were just showing you. And his activity off the ball and then on the catch to be assertive and not settle.
Certainly an All-America candidate. The freshman who has played like a junior or senior most of the season. Rayhan got a good look, but not there from three-point territory. Boston College really relies on the three-pointer.
In fact, 50% of their shots in conference, as you see Tyler Thornton, you associate Duke with the 3. BC relies on it heavily.
53% Tyler Thornton hits beyond that three-point line. Boston College has missed 3 from three-point territory.
Well, what you don't want to have happen is in transition to drop so deep and have nobody, no white jersey, even close to Tyler Thornton. An inexcusable defense.
So Duke with a 8-2 lead. 16:49 to go here in the first half. Steve Donahue, the head coach at Boston College, under some fire. 9-22 2 years ago. Improved last year, but this season they've gone backwards again at 6-16.
Well, I think he was ambitious in his non-conference schedule. There is no question about it. And look at some of the places they went. They lose at Providence College in overtime, an improved Providence team, a UMass team that looked good to start the year. They've struggled of late. UConn, Washington they beat. They go at Purdue, at USC, and at Auburn. And he recently admitted probably overscheduled.
Duke pressing a bit, but Rayhan will bring it up. Joe Rayhan, the sophomore out of San Diego, who can be a very capable scorer. Defense has been far bigger a problem for Boston College.
No question about it. And you can put some of that on the absence of Clifford. You've got Brian Anderson playing out of position. Nice, tough move.
Dragovic can't get it to roll in, however. Here comes Hood out of the pack. Hood coming in at 17 a game, the left-hander. From the corner, here's Cook, and that one off target. Parker again, the rebound, strong up, no. The tip, that won't fall. The tip won't go. And many cracks at it. Duke really attacking on the offensive glass. Rehan by everybody. And his first bucket.
A nice little hesitation by Hanlon. And not sure why the push-up in that instance defensively. You can sort of just give a cushion and keep prohibiting him from that dribble drive.
It goes cross court. Hood is open, and he drains the three-pointer. So he's hot early. He comes in hitting 45% of his three-pointers.
You've given up a couple of open looks from three. It's not enough to sprint to the paint against Duke. You've got to sprint to the spots where the shooters are.
Timeout with 15:29 to go in the opening half. And Duke with an 11-4 lead and threatening to get comfortable early here at Boston College. Duke has now beaten BC 15 out of 17 times in this series and off to a very good start here. Three-point shooting is the biggest reason why.
Well, we talked a little bit about Duke and their strength being on the offensive end of the floor. You touched on it. Hood and Tyler Thornton, Andre Dawkins, multiple spots on the floor. They stay spaced and they run to particular areas. And a Mike Krzyzewski team that if they're going to be elite, I think needs to continue to progress on the defensive end, but there's no question they can score.
Look at the Duke offense now, number 1 in the conference in scoring, 2nd in shooting, number 1 and 4th in the country in three-point accuracy and assist to turnover, also number 1 in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Now we'll give you a look at the ACC standings coming into this one. North Carolina has already won today. That's 5 consecutive wins for the Tar Heels to improve to 6-4. Syracuse perfect at 9-0. Virginia 10-1. And coming up this week on Wednesday, and we'll have it for you here on ESPN, Syracuse will travel to Pittsburgh for a rematch against Pitt, which should be a heck of a game.
We're really looking forward to that. You mentioned North Carolina's now won 5 straight and 6 or 7. They've got back-to-back big games this week. They'll play Duke and they'll play Pittsburgh. So a real opportunity for the Tar Heels. Today, I think if you're Mike Krzyzewski, you're thrilled with the start because to me, this is a measure of maturity for your team. Will you come in and handle business against a team that has struggled, that has confidence issues, and put this game away early?
Well, Duke already out of the gate, 3 out of 5 from three-point territory to lead at 11-4 here at Boston College. John, thank you very much. 15:29 to go here in the first half at Boston College. Number 11, the Duke Blue Devils at 18-5, taking on BC at 6-16. Out of the gate, Dorisburg, Duke is hitting threes.
Well, they average 9 threes made in the ACC conference, and they spread the floor. It can come at you from different spots, whether it's Rodney Hood, Tyler Thornton, Andre Dawkins. Quinn Cook has struggled shooting the basketball, but they've got multiple options from deep. They spread the floor and make you guard them.
Rodney Hood has knocked down 2 three-pointers. He's 2 for 2 beyond the arc. Boston College with the ball underneath for Olivier Hanlon, who can't shoot it. He is Boston College's top scorer at 18 a game. We remember well during the ACC tournament last year against Georgia Tech, he exploded for 41 points. Tough baseline drive by the freshman Garland Owens. He draws the foul and will be at the line for the first time for BC. Fouled by Rashid Suleiman, who picks up number 1.
That issue all season long for Boston College has been their struggles on the defensive end of the floor. And of the 3 made threes for Duke, they're 3 for 5 to start. 2 have been wide open, uncontested. From
about 22, 23 feet. First one good by Owens, who's a rookie out of Maryland. Went to the military academy in Virginia for a year after high school. Steve Donahue trying to get his team to fashion a major upset, obviously, here today. They are 2-7 in the ACC. Duke is 6-3.
That's why this is a maturity game.
This is SportsCenter Live.
Kevin Connors, Todd Grisham here with you. Again, if you want to watch the Duke-Boston College game, flip on over to ESPN. You can
The college team that has piled up the losses in a season where expectations are raised. Their confidence is shaken. If you're Duke, you want to put this thing away early.
Dawkins a leaner off the window, not there. Joe Rahan with the rebound, and here comes Boston College. Anderson back out to Hanlon. Can't get underneath there. Nice crowd on hand here at Chestnut Hill for the 6 o'clock start on this Saturday evening.
Some blue Duke in the crowd, though. A lot of blue shirts.
Well, there's Hanlon on target with a 3, only hitting 32.5% beyond the three-point line. That's a disappointment for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a gifted scorer, but I think his percentages need to come up. He's only 43% overall from the field.
Boston College really relies on the 3, and that was the first one they've made. Here's another one from Hood, but he front-rimmed it. Rahan, very tough rebounder despite his size at 6'2". He can get in there and mix it up. Hanlon in the lane. It's going to be a blocking foul. That'll go against Josh Harrison. So foul against the Blue Devils. 14:09 to go in the first half. BC will go to the bench and bring in Patrick Heckman. Harrison goes to the pine here for Mike Krzyzewski.
Both of these teams at size differentials on typical nights. But because of the absence of Dennis Clifford, you've got Ryan Anderson moving back to the 5 spot. He's more of a natural 4.
Duke coming in following a trouncing of Wake Forest 4 days ago. They won that game easily by 20. BC lost at Virginia this week in a not as close as it appeared 10-point defeat. Going to be a traveling violation, so Boston College kicks it over.
And Duke has talked to its players about putting defensive pressure on Boston College. Because really, if you're Boston College, you come in here with no expectations. Nobody thinks you should win this basketball game. You could play loose, you could play free with no pressure. So Duke, you've got to make them feel you defensively.
And Duke has beaten BC 15 out of 17 times in the series. So no wonder. Hood to drive it, draws the foul, and almost hit the shot. He'll go to the line. Fouled by Heckman. So it'll be Rodney Hood, who hits 84% to shoot 2. Transfer from Mississippi State, who hits 45% beyond the three-point line.
You want to talk about a guy who's been remarkably efficient. He's 50% from the field, 45% from 3, and as you said, we jinxed him a little bit with his free throw percentage. But so much has been talked about with Jabari Parker, and rightly so. You're talking about probably a top 3 pick in the NBA draft. This guy has been terrific.
And next up for the Blue Devils, North Carolina, Chapel Hill on ESPN on Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. That will follow the rematch of Syracuse and Pittsburgh. First time around, that was a dandy.
Yes, you and I get to call the rematch. I cannot wait for Wednesday.
It was the best college basketball game of the season. Was Duke at Syracuse. At least in terms of pure entertainment. I think if you're on the Duke side, you don't look as lovingly on that result, certainly. But it was a great, great basketball game.
Well, you could tell when we talked to Mike Krzyzewski pregame that, yeah, it was a great game, but we wanted to win.
The defensive stop there by Dawkins and knocked away. It'll be Duke basketball.
You know, and he even talked specifically, said, listen, it was a great game, and I was proud of my guys, no question about it. But when you're trying to build confidence and that edge and all the things you need to be superior once the postseason hits, winning a game like that on the road, should Rodney Hood have completed that play late on the dunk where there was a questionable no call?
Well, I thought he got fouled. Dawkins straight on and around and out. A surprisingly little conversation, in my opinion, about that play.
Yeah.
Giving the importance of it, how huge it was. And I realize it was a difficult call. We'll probably get a chance to look at it again. But if you made up your mind when you saw it originally, if you were watching that game as a fan, I wonder if you've changed your mind, or you might tonight if you see it again.
Well, I'll say this to you. If the call had gone the other way and the foul was called, all of those people who make noise about how much Duke gets every call, they would have been out again.
Thornton picks that one back for Parker. Great adjustment. Can't complete it, though. Jones now swatted away. Anderson, they're going to count that. That's going to be goaltending. Ryan Anderson really got up there. They're howling about it, but they'll count the 2. A glance at that again. 12:46 to go in the half.
Hasn't reached its apex.
What do you think?
Well, I'm not shying away. I need to see it again because the monitor on my right has a glare on it that I couldn't see. So your impression here, I needed to look at the one on the left.
We'll get another look at it. The bounce here for Anderson. And it may have had a rejection. Trying to back into the lane. Leaning on Jefferson. What a nice shot off the window.
Yeah, and this is a guy who has been very productive in every season for Boston College as a scorer and rebounder.
He's coming off a 20.7 rebound game against Virginia. BC has momentum now. Here's Olivier Hanlon to attack. And a foul. He'll go to the line for a shot at a three-point play. Fouled by Suleiman.
And the crowd reacting. And again, this is a team that can just play hard, go right after a team that's highly ranked. When you're struggling, this is exactly the kind of game that can turn a season around. A nice play by Hanlon.
Number 2 on Suleiman, who's been playing so well for Mike Krzyzewski. Coming off a 19-point game against Wake Forest. So Hanlon for the three-point play. An outstanding foul shooter at 82%. And completes that. BC's on a 9-3 run to cut the lead to 1. So they have the momentum behind Hanlon, who has 8 points. A sophomore from Quebec. Quinn Cook, who has been scuffling. Coming off the bench lately for Coach K. Parker. Hard to the baseline and 1, and he goes to the line.
He's just so challenging. When he decides that he's not going to settle for jump shots and makes that kind of aggressive move, boy, look out. This is a guy with NBA-level talent, and they get him isolated on the elbow, and he's just going to square up, and he will eventually have to split a couple of white shirts, play through contact, and finish it. Nicely done.
Mary, you march to the beat of a different drummer. In fact, you are that drummer. You're an old school lady drumming a new school beat. And you've just inspired Pizza Hut to lower the boom on the pizza world with our one-of-a-kind new hand tossed. A lighter, airier crust all brushed with garlic buttery goodness. Get any new hand tossed any way you want it. Any toppings, even specialties for just $10. We guarantee you'll love it or your next pizza's on us. Wow, chicka, wow, wow. Am I doing that right? Go for greatness, people. Pizza Hut. Make it great.
I love the car. Any problems? Car's clean. 12,000 and it's yours.
Show me the Carfax. Show me the Carfax.
It's for you.
Carfax says it wasn't an accident?
No, it's a scratch.
11,000. It had frame damage. 6,000? What do you got there, a spy cam?
Nope. He saw the accident reported to Carfax. Nobody knows everything, but a Carfax report is a great place to start. Get yours now at Carfax.com.
I've been out there most of my life. You name it, I've hooked it. But there's one that's always eluded me. Thought I had it in the blizzard of '93. Never even came close. Sometimes I actually think it's mocking me.
What?
The Masters, coming in April to ESPN.
I take responsibility, full responsibility for those first 3 games. We just have to keep moving forward. So what we have been doing, to me, doesn't make a bit of difference. What we will be doing, then that'll be on all of us.
Well, Mike Krzyzewski said the same thing to us before tonight's game. Keep moving forward. That seems to be his mantra. Syracuse, however, had a perfect 9-0. Virginia at 10-1. And Duke right in the middle of things after that, up against a Boston College team that season is made if they win this one.
Well, you saw the reaction of the Clemson fans in that edit just there. Every time you play Duke, they're getting everybody's best shot. It matters not what their record is, what their ranking is. You know, the program has stood for excellence for so long that their key is they've got to match energy every single night. every opponent it is circled on their calendar.
Hanlon up against Cook here on the wing. 15 on the shot clock. Back for Anderson. Pushes it up. That won't drop. And here comes Rodney Hood with it. Duke is 17-2 for the season against unranked opponents like Boston College. So they've really dominated the unranked part of their schedule. As you would expect, Jefferson up high.
Well, and you can see Ryan Anderson does not have to guard Emil Jefferson, and that allowed him to help on Parker, because it's a tough match right now, Parker on Olivier Hanlon.
Shot clock down to 7. Hood with a fall away, can't stick it. Boston College trailing by 3 and hanging tough early, although very, very early. Dragovich nearly lost his footing there, did not travel. Boston College really turning it over a great deal this season. That one knocked down on the wing by Dragovich. And BC has drawn even with those three-pointers they love so much.
Well, and you think about Boston College. In ACC play, 50% of the team's shots come from deep. So as dangerous as Duke is, BC can shoot it as well.
Thornton certainly loves that three. Makes 53% out there. Cook lines it up and drains it.
But he has struggled mightily, so that shot right there is huge. He is not your prototypical set-up point guard. He wants to be a scorer.
This could well turn into a three-point shooting contest.
Yes.
And can you top this? The blow-by and a terrific block by Hood, but up and in by Anderson as he's stuck with it.
You can tell by that play right there that Ryan Anderson is accustomed to being an undersized post. Knows he's got to use the other side of the window if he's going to have an opportunity not to get it blocked.
But averaging 15.7 rebounds a game. So he's gotten a gun. Thornton with a swing for Cook. Jefferson setting the screen. Here's Thornton, another one coming. That glanced off to the right side, and Hanlon's there for the rebound.
You can tell this is a Boston College team that comes in here playing with house money, right? They've won 2 games against Virginia Tech. That's it in the ACC.
Oh, Anderson went down really hard on his right side, and that's going to be a turnover, a double dribble on the Duke Blue Devils, but Anderson is in agony right now. Boy, did he go down with a thud. On this play, no foul as he attacked, but down on that right side.
Grabs that, looks like he's grabbing his right elbow.
And he has to come out.
Yeah, and he's holding, it seems like that right arm, he's holding that a little bit funny.
Duke now at 3 turnovers in the contest. Approaching the 9-minute mark of the first half here at Boston College. Jumper straight on by Hanlon, but too much iron off the backside. And here's Jabari Parker off to Cook. Parker on full display here in the city of Boston with Danny Ainge, who runs the Celtics. One of the NBA guys in the stands, and there are a lot of them here today.
Now you got a mismatch with Rayhan checking Parker. He goes right after him. Yeah, I mean, they don't have a good individual matchup, and so far they put Hanlon and Joe Rayhan on him.
Yep.
And that's going to be tough. And there's Mr. Ainge. And this is Jabari Parker off the ball. Just he wants the ball because he knew this was a mismatch. Takes the contact and score. We've seen him do that twice.
Yes.
Through multiple white jerseys.
Made the shot again. Rayhan with a foul. 3-point play attempt for Parker. The 76% foul shooter. Can't connect. Strikes me that some of the young fans who are rooting against Jabari Parker may be rooting for him next year if they happen to be Celtics fans.
That's true.
But who knows? There's also some debate about whether or not he'll come out after his freshman year. May want to stay at Duke another year. A lot of stories circulating about that. Hanlon on the drive to his left and draws the contact.
Well, I think you make a great point. I don't think it's necessarily a definitive yes that he's going to go. It's certainly, in all likelihood, going to be a top 3 pick. But you know what you love? His parents The one thing they're concerned about is making sure this young man is a good young man. I was talking to Danny Ainge about this pregame, Dave O'Brien, that their emphasis isn't on what number pick he's going to be. It's what kind of person he's going to be.
I'm loving the back.
So Hanlon with another one coming. ACC Freshman of the Year last year. And the tour de force performance in the ACC last season. And he's added to that with a 38-point game against Florida Atlantic. We mentioned a 41 in the ACC tournament. Anderson still on the bench, however, really shaken up. Not to the point where he's had to leave the bench and go to the training room, but obviously in some pain, but a 1-point game nonetheless.
Well, you're basically playing 5 guards right now if you're Boston College.
Hood again. Not there. Foul on the floor against Boston College. And that'll go against Lonnie Jackson. Steve Donahue in some pain after that foul against his team. A 1-point lead for Duke.
I've been out there most of my life. You name it, I've hooked it. But there's one that's always eluded me. Thought I had it in the blizzard of '93. Never even came close. Sometimes I actually think it's mocking me.
What?
Oh no, I forgot to order Valentine's Day flowers for Gina and it's too late.
Have you heard of Pro Flowers?
No.
Relax, I got your back.
Visit proflowers.com now, and during this Valentine's Day TV offer, get 50% off these 12 beautiful roses, elegant vase, and personalized greeting, all for just $19.99. Or impress her even more with this deluxe special, a dozen classic red roses, plus premium ruby vase, gourmet chocolates, and luxurious spa trio, all for just $20 more. To take advantage of these amazing offers, just click on the blue mic in the upper right corner, enter code DIVISION, and save 50% with on-time delivery and a 7-day freshness guarantee. It's no wonder J.D. Power awarded Pro Flowers highest in customer satisfaction.
With Pro Flowers, it's going to be a beautiful bouquet of flowers every time.
I've never had a single order where they were late or didn't deliver a quality fresh product.
Honey, these are beautiful. You must have spent a fortune.
Remember, click on the blue mic, enter code DIVISION, and save 50%. Or call 1-800-FRESHEST now.
So after my summer, after my freshman year, I had a lot of, not trouble, but I was not comfortable with my pull-up and just creating space to make, that 15-foot or so over the summer. I was just working on these drills, basically just a pull-up series. You go to the right ones, you take a normal pull-up, and after that you hit it with a step back, and you just, different moves to just create space between you and the defender.
So this is a guy whose work ethic is legendary. Anytime he has an open area into the gym, it's 300, 400 shots, and he's just trying to get separation. And he talked to Darren Williams when he went to Darren Williams camp over the summer and then to the LeBron James Skills Academy. How can I get separation when a defender is, trying to take away my jump shot? Well, those moves, that series, is how he gets separation.
One of those moves reminded you a little bit of LeBron?
Well, and Dwayne Wade. I mean, these guys all watch NBA games and then go ahead and model what they see. And a couple of those moves, that little sidestep dribble reminded me of LeBron. The one where he pulls it back between his legs reminds me of Dwayne Wade. So, listen, if imitation is the highest form of flattery, well done. And Ryan Anderson, huge, back in the basketball game.
See how effective he is after that awful fall he took a few moments ago. But a tough kid as he's returned to play here. 1-point lead for the Duke Blue Devils. But off to Dawkins, who is closing in on 1,000 career points. But off the fake, got his man in the air and hit it.
See how he mixes his offensive game. He sprints to the three-point line in transition. He does a nice job spacing off drives from Cook and Thornton.
Now, you would be on this. I don't think he gets enough credit for what he does.
I agree.
And I know part of that is the immense shadow cast by Jabari Parker.
Correct.
But he seems to be, every game we've done, Duke against whoever, he has seemingly had a big impact in.
Well, these guys, he and Jabari Parker, have a chance to be in the top 10 ever at Duke in total points scored between two guys, and they are a terrific tandem.
Parker very aggressive there, but fouled before the shot with 7:08 to go. As Duke is intent on getting him the ball. Garland Owens, the freshman, committing the foul.
BC right now is electing to put a guard on Jabari Parker. And then what they're hoping is they're going to double him on the catch in the post. And now they've made the switch. Because he's hurt their guards, now they put Ryan Anderson on.
Dawkins, Parker, tough catch, and a blocking foul. As Parker lost it out of play, but the foul will go against BC.
Now again, what he does off the ball is important. It's why we touched on a little screen, a little dip to the rim, and it's a good call. It's a very good call.
So quick to put it in for Hood. Look at a 23-20 lead here in the first half.
Good job by Ryan Anderson to get that switch. And they're going to get him a hole? No, a travel.
Traveling on Parker. 6:42 in the first half. Well, the full day of college hoops continues tonight on ESPN and ESPN2 at 9. On ESPN Primetime presented by DirecTV, Gonzaga and Memphis. And over on ESPN2, Wichita State against Northern Iowa.
Well, what a great showing in Memphis for College Game Day. A ton of people showing out early in the morning.
Great basketball time. You and I have been in several times.
Yes.
It's such a blast.
Love it, love it. Whether they're supporting the Grizz or their Memphis Tigers.
Jackson over the top. Anderson. And they'll travel with it. He gives it up. His first touch since hitting the deck violently. 6:17 left in the half. Duke trying to go to 19-5. Boston College trying to pick up just their 7th win of what has been a lost season for the Eagles. Hood picks up the dribble. Hood again. Backs it away. Parker really working hard down low against Dragovich. Here's Cook to get it. A three-pointer.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. That was an offensive possession going nowhere. You had 5 guys in blue jerseys standing around not moving. Cook just bails them out with a nice shot.
Real good sign for Mike Krzyzewski to Duke Blue Devils that Cook is showing confidence in his shot, hitting it.
Yeah, agreed. Sometimes it just takes one going through the net to make you feel a little bit better.
Rayhan from the corner. He swishes it in. His three-pointer on target.
Now, there is no reason for him to get an uncontested three. Joe Rayhan is a tough guy, but he needs room and rhythm. You got to make him uncomfortable.
His first three-pointer. Parker hits 37% beyond the three-point line. This would be a 2, but not there.
That's 2 bad possessions to me. I know they scored on the last one because Cook makes a 3, but that's a no-pass possession for Duke.
Dragovich, tough drive, and he'll lay it in.
See, this is why you saw that stern look on Mike Krzyzewski's face pregame. Right? Duke, you want to be mature, you want to put an opponent that you should put away, and you haven't. And you're giving Boston College confidence by the minute.
Oh, and a tough shot by Hood. Parker up and in for 2 after the catch in the bucket. Duke with a 3-point lead. Jabari Parker is 4 for 8. Handling off the Rayhan. He's wide open again. Knocking down another triple.
And Rodney Hood shows a little bit of frustration at his teammates. Twice now, that kid has gotten wide open, breathing room threes. And no, you're giving a team that has struggled with confidence all year thoughts of grandeur here.
Tied at 28. Timeout with 3:55 to go. Boston College has never led. Trying to get on top of number 11 Duke here at BC.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Audi, Truth in Engineering, and Pizza Hut. Try our all-new delicious hand-tossed pizza right now.
Taco Bell's XXL steak nachos are not a big meal for 6'10" NBA star Kevin Love. But you are not Kevin Love. Taco Bell's XXL steak nachos, a regular-sized meal for Kevin Love, a XXL-sized meal for you.
I've got you. Love shine. 30% off our best Valentine's Day gifts now through Sunday at Zales.
I've been out there most of my life. You name it, I've hooked it. But there's one that's always eluded me. Thought I had it in the blizzard of '93. Never even came close. Sometimes I actually think it's mocking me. What?
If you want to see the most college basketball, then order ESPN Full Court on DirecTV. Get up to 30 out-of-market games per week, featuring the top conferences, key matchups, and great college basketball action you can't get anywhere else. Order the half-season offer and get ESPN Full Court on DirecTV. To order for only 2 payments of $41.50 each, call 1-800-GET-SPORTS or visit directv.com/fullcourt.
So I was reeling her in, and that fish was that big. No, it's only that big.
Oh, I gotta find myself a nice country girl already.
Oh, that thing?
Yep, on farmersonly.com.
Wow, she sure is pretty.
And she likes to fish, too.
Boys, I found myself a date. Gotta go.
I'm telling you, that fish was this big. What's the name of that dating site again?
farmersonly.com.
You don't have to be lonely at farmersonly.com.
Adnan Burke in the college basketball studios. Coming up in the Mazda halftime report, Seth Greenberg will explain what happened to the Michigan Wolverines as they get dusted by the Iowa Hawkeyes. Plus, a couple of great performances. 2 guys in the Big 12, Melvin Edgem and Marcus Foster. We'll tip our caps to both those gentlemen. All your highlights coming up. Dave and Doris, back to you guys.
Under 4 here in the first half. We're tied at 28. Duke with the basketball. Both teams shooting 50% beyond the three-point line. Cook trying to penetrate, but nothing there for him. Shot clock's down to 3. Jones to drive, the one-hander, and it's going to roll in. He beat the shot clock.
Looks like Duke is struggling to recognize what kind of defense Boston College is in, and they're switching things up. And remember, they can basically switch 1 through 4. Nice backdoor.
And Hanlon converts. Tied at 30.
I don't think Mike Krzyzewski's going to be pleased with the defense. A couple of uncontested threes by Joe Rahan. A simple backdoor cut by Hanlon.
Hood with a pull-up jumper, and that's not there. Tipped up and in by Parker.
See, now that's the 4th offensive rebound by Parker, and they've got 11 points off. So what that is you're more physically gifted than Boston College.
10 points, 6 rebounds for Jabari Parker. Foul here with 2:44 to go, and that'll bring a 1-and-1.
Now watch BC. Is he going to get Quinn Cook get beat on a backdoor cut? He's up 1 pass, and nobody is home on the backside. No rotation right there by Jabari Parker on the weak side of the floor. He's in bad position, and then he makes it up on the offensive end. To me, Dave O'Brien, that's where Jabari Parker is going to do the most growth. He leads the conference in just under 4 offensive boards. He's already got 4 here. But the area for greatest growth for Jabari Parker is on the defensive end. He was the guy who should have been camped out in the middle of the paint, along with some other blue jerseys on that backdoor cut by Hanlon, and he was nowhere to be seen. And Danny Ainge, he is very much aware of how much growth that young man has on that end.
He also looks like a man who might be praying for a chance to have Jabari Parker. Tied at 32. That last foul went on Cook, his second.
Well, you know what you love about Jabari Parker is, you know, he's as concerned about his teammates as he is about himself, and I think he's got a very good work habit.
No basket there in the tough drive by Suleiman. And a foul here against Boston College and Rahan.
There's an awful lot to like about this young man. Very gifted on the offensive end. Translates probably to a 3-man in the league. The question is, can he guard 3 or can he guard 4? Because those are the 2 positions he's going to play.
Suleiman at the line. He makes 77%. And the sophomore hits the first one. You asked Mike Krzyzewski in the office before this game, how did you turn around Suleiman? What did you and your coaching staff do? And he said it wasn't one conversation necessarily.
Right.
It's been an accumulation of conversations and things that a lot of people have told him.
Well, it starts with him not playing. The DMP coach's decision against Michigan. 5 minutes against Gardner-Webb. So the bench is one of your best teachers. And Mike Krzyzewski wants you to perform in practice as much as he does in the game.
Traveling here on Anderson, giving it back to Duke. And the Blue Devils with a 2-point lead, 2:21 to go before halftime.
So if you're Rashid Suleiman, a year ago, you were an integral part, and in many instances, a primary option offensively, and the ball was in your hands. He had to make the mental adjustment to being the third option. At 19 years old, that's not easy.
Tough drive, but can't connect. Mike Krzyzewski also said, look, he's also a sophomore.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like we're talking about a junior or a senior. Dragovic can't hit it. Here comes Hood. He has Jefferson with him. Knocked away. Good stop there by Hanlon. Suleiman steps into it and banks it in for three. He'll take it.
Yeah, you can tell by his reaction. He didn't call it.
Good nonetheless, 37-32. Now can Boston College react? They've been unable to do that most of the season, regardless of the opponent. Dragovic sealed on the baseline by Hood. I'll tell you what, Ryan Anderson has not been the same player since he took that nasty spill.
Been uninvolved, in fact.
Looks like he's favoring that arm as well. 3 on the shot clock. Tough pass, Jackson hits it in front of the shot clock. A big make there by Lonnie Jackson. He's their best three-point man anyway at 42%, but he's able to hit that just as the shot clock expired. And BC doing all right, making their threes. That's the reason they're hanging in. Suleiman trying to penetrate. He's fouled with 59 seconds to go in the first half.
Well, one of the things we talk about is not ball watching defensively, okay? So once the shot goes up, or at least you think a shot is going up, you don't want to ball watch. Where is your man relative to the basket?
So Suleiman to shoot. Coming off 19 points against Wake Forest in Duke's last game. He also handled the point guard periodically and did all right. He dished out 5 assists.
Well, I think that's why he's been better, because you think about when he started to turn his season around. They put him with the second unit, and they put the ball in his hands as he had it a year ago when he was able to make plays.
He'll step out. And Matt Jones will come on 39-35. So Duke with a 4-point lead. Boston College with the ball. Well, the Eagles have dropped 5 of their last 6. The only thing perhaps preventing them from an 11-game losing skid is their 2 ACC wins against Virginia Tech. Otherwise, it could be far worse. Rahan on Jones, handing off for Hanlon. Shot clock down to 10. He crosses over and draws the foul before the shot. With 33.4 to go. Well, tomorrow on ABC, catch an NBA Sunday Showcase doubleheader. First at 1, the Knicks taking on the Thunder, and then at 3:30, it's the Bulls squaring off against the Lakers. It all starts with NBA Countdown presented by Speed Stick Gear at 12:30.
Well, Kevin Durant is making a real push to unseat LeBron James as MVP. In the absence of Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant has been nothing short of brilliant.
Hanlon to the line after Suleiman fouled him. And very short on that, but they'll get another effort here. On the offensive rebound. Duke has led the entire first half. Jackson with it as BC holds for the final shot of the first half against number 11 Duke. Shot clock and the game clock down to 5. On the drive, Hanlon denied in the lane, knocked away, and an official timeout by Mike Krzyzewski with 1.3 seconds. So Duke will have a chance at a heave.
Where you make the catch is going to be important if you're Duke. You're going to try to advance it as far into your front court as possible to give that shooter at least a second.
So Duke will go into the break with the lead regardless, but they have been tested here in the first 20 minutes by BC. Tomorrow on ESPN and 1, catch a great AAC women's college hoops matchup when Louisville squares off against UConn. That's also live on Watch ESPN.
Well, you get two outstanding players right there. Shoni Schimmel, the dangerous scorer who was integral to Louisville advancing to the Final Four at National Championship game a year ago, and Brianna Stewart, who is probably, well, definitively the most gifted offensive player in the country.
What did Shoni do recently? Hit 9 three-pointers?
Yeah, 9 threes.
Wow.
There are very few teams that can beat the University of Connecticut women. I would say the teams with the best opportunity is Louisville, because Jeff Walls is that good a coach if they can get healthy. But I think even better than that is Notre Dame.
Sure. Notre Dame, although they failed in the national final and they were blown out by UConn, has had success in recent years like nobody else has against Gino Auriemma's team. Coming up tonight, Gonzaga, Memphis on ESPN2, Wichita State against Northern Iowa. So they have reset the clock to 2 seconds. So they've added a little bit in Duke's favor.
So you may try to get Jabari with a catch and a pitch to Dawkins ahead of him, because now you've got a little bit more time to make that kind of play.
Ronnie Hood to put it in play over Odio, leaping in front of him. Does get it now to Suleiman. Had to adjust, got the shot off and off the backboard. 39-35. Duke with the lead, but they have been, the BC Eagles, making their three-pointers, and that's why they are keeping it close through the first 20 minutes. They made 5 out of 10 against Mike Krzyzewski and the Duke Blue Devils. That's their score at halftime. Duke on top, 39-35. Now to the studio, Adnan Burke and Seth Greenberg.
All right, thank you very much, Dave. This is the Mazda halftime report, and we kick it off with TCU visiting Iowa State and the performance of the day. Iowa State up by 7, and it'll be George Niang throwing the lob to Melvin Ejim. And Ejim was everywhere, Seth.
It's a terrific passing basketball team. When your 5-man is your leader in assists, you know you're a good passing team.
Ejim had 15 points in the first. 7 rebounds in the first half of the Blue Devils. Olivier Hanlon has gotten some really easy shots, and he has 14 points. Parker with the first touch, and he dunks.
They couldn't guard him in the first half. That's what I'm saying. Get him the ball. BC is guarding him with Joe Rahan in that instance, looking for some assistance from the weak side. Not good enough.
Parker with 13 20-point games. That's out of 23. And on his way to another one here. Anderson has it knocked away, stolen by Thornton. Now on the run, here's Parker. Fouled, and he made it to the line. That showed some real strength to make that.
He's played through contact on multiple occasions. Listen, this guy's the best player on the floor. There's no question. Little screen and roll, he slips to the rim. He gets the post up on a guard who doesn't have enough size to check him. The help isn't good enough, and then the steal by Duke transition again through contact. Just puts in his right hand and finishes.
Anderson with the foul. Parker with a three-point play.
Now, if you're Duke, you've taken a 9-point advantage. Show some pride on this end and refuse to give up a score. You're the number 11 team in the country.
Rahan trying to get by Suleiman. That's a kick. Less than a minute into the second half. Boston College already in a danger zone.
Yeah, and you're Duke. You accept the responsibility of pulling that blue jersey over your head, right? You know everybody's coming for you.
Rahan trying to get it in. Does over the top here for Lonnie Jackson. The junior point guard to set it up now for Steve Donahue. Boston College is 2-7 in the ACC.
Mismatch on a post if they can get the ball to Ryan Anderson.
Swing here for Rahan to burn him. A couple of threes in the first half. Up top for Dragovic. Here's Hammond. Shot clock down to 0. The tip won't go. Got it off in time, but Parker corrals the rebound.
See, that's a missed opportunity. There was an exchange by Duke which caught Tyler Thornton guarding Ryan Anderson. And none of the point guards, neither Rahan nor Hanlon, took control and got him the ball.
Suleiman bumped there on his way to giving it off. And a foul against BC. trying to slow down Suleiman.
You and I talked about this. You know, Ryan Anderson in that first half took a very hard fall. As you see, Rayhan goes out.
With 3 fouls.
He's their lone interior scorer. And they just had a mismatch. You know, you've got to identify that as an offensive team and find it.
We watched him to come out warming up to begin the second half. He tried 4 foul shots, and that's all he did. Talking about Anderson. And turned over to go the other way. Back to that shot that he took on the deck. No foul on the play. He went down hard.
Again, he is, outside of Hamlet, their most productive player as a scorer and rebounder. Just not been the same since. But the last offensive possession, Duke made a switch. He had small on him, and they didn't get him the ball. There you go.
Is Anderson in close and can't connect the tip? No. And the foul.
See, Duke is doing a lot of switching, which means sometimes there's a guard to post switch. So this is a case for just a little lack of communication, a little rub inside, and he gets an opportunity to go to the free throw line.
Jefferson with the personal. So 2 for Anderson, who swishes home the first one. Steady foul shoot at 72%.
You look at his frame, Ryan Anderson, compared to his freshman year. He has worked on it, boy. Put some time in the weight room, leaned his body out.
He's worked his way to becoming a 1,000-point scorer. He achieved that in mid-December.
It'd be nice to see this guy one time in his career be able to play his natural 4 position. So often he's asked to play the 5.
Suleiman out beyond the 3, where Duke is so dangerous as a team. They hit 42%. The fake by Parker, but the travel a little too slick, and he gives it up.
No, he knew. I mean, you know, so often on the catch, he's sizing up who's checking him. And he knew from an individual standpoint there was no way that defender was going to sit in front of him. He just got a little anxious.
Dragic with it. Shot clock at 17. He'll fire it, and it's short. Big rebound there by the freshman Owens. He came out of nowhere to grab that one. Jackson down the lane. Dragic again. Not this time. Another big tussle for that one, and a foul by Anderson over the back. That'll go against BC. So Anderson picks up his second personal.
That's a shot Dragic would like to have back. Uncontested 3 from the corner.
Set some solid games. He had a 13-point game against Purdue. He had 10 against UConn. Parker one dribble down, made the adjustment. Now trying to follow that, but a foul against BC. I wonder if they got Anderson again here.
I guarantee you Mike Krzyzewski addressed what we talked about, which is there isn't a good individual matchup. So Garland exchanges with Dragic, but it matters not. I mean, there just isn't a good physical matchup. He's that much better than everybody else on Boston College.
He'll be number 3 on Dragic. So he has to go to the bench here for BC. In for Rodney Hood, who started off hot, hitting his first 2 threes. Suleiman gets a good look and drills the triple.
He just gave a little Carmelo Anthony 3-finger tap to the head after he made that 3.
The way he shoots them, he's allowed to do that. 49% beyond that line. This is an 8-1 run by the Blue Devils to begin the second half. So it's up now to 11. Down the lane, handling the right hand. That's a patented move for him.
It is, and that's 16 points, and Duke has not been able to keep in front of him. And that's been a weakness at times for this Duke team.
He's had some big games this season. At 27 against Clemson, 28 against Auburn, 26 against Maryland. He's also had some very bad shooting games. So he's been up and down. Going bouncing for Jabari Parker. Here's Hood. Emil Jefferson trying to back down low and banks it in. Jefferson is 6'9", sophomore with the basket. Approaching 16 minutes to go here at Chestnut Hill.
This might be the only team as compromised as Duke in terms of size. BC just has so little size.
Jackson, the fall away. Not there. Parker with another rebound. On his way to a double-double. Oh, slick pass on the stuff by Parker. What a great look. I should say no look by Suleiman.
I thought Parker probably should have kept it, but it's his unselfishness. He is a willing passer, Jabari, and it turns out to be the right play.
I am dying to know what Danny Ainge is thinking.
Or the Boston Celtics fans, for that matter.
The tough leaner inside blocking foul on Duke.
Duke came out a different basketball team. I have a feeling Mike Krzyzewski wasn't particularly pleased in the locker room, but they have started to play and turn their level up, and particularly with this man. The push ahead covers a lot of ground to get back from Suleiman, and it's looked easy for Jabari Parker. How about that pass? The Devils are on the run. Boston College better make a stand soon.
The Masters, coming in April to ESPN.
In the world of edible arrangements, we help turn guys into heroes when they give our Valentine's Day bouquet. Juicy pineapple hearts and luscious strawberries dipped in gourmet chocolate. Gifts start at just $29. It's sure to make you a Valentine's Day hero. For the sweetest Valentine's Day gift ever, order today. Just visit, call, or go to edible.com.
Make life a little sweeter with edible arrangements.
Taco Bell's XXL steak nachos are not a big meal for 6'10" NBA star Kevin Love. But you are not Kevin Love. Taco Bell's XXL steak nachos. A regular sized meal for Kevin Love. A XXL sized meal for you.
That's for Heidi?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
She's gonna love it. Right?
No.
She will not.
4 words. He went to Jared.
Jared.
Jared, trust us.
Now step away from the jersey and nobody gets hurt.
Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry, has a selection larger than ordinary jewelry stores, including unique styles you won't find anywhere else. The perfect gift.
I love it.
From an almost perfect guy. That's why he went to Jared.
What's that for? Is that for luck?
My daughter gave it to me.
You fly much?
All the time, actually. I'm the air marshal. Do we have a situation? A passenger has threatened to kill someone every 20 minutes, unless they're paid $150 million.
How do you kill someone in a crowded plane and get away with it?
This was never about the money. Something else is going on.
Non-stop. Rated PG-13.
Don't overdo it on the kid. Obviously, he's extremely talented, but he's their least efficient player right now. All right? Not that he can't, but they're winning with other guys really playing well.
Coach, not tonight.
Yeah. You guard him with Joe Rahan. I thought Ryan Anderson cheated to the wrong side. You got to drop to the baseline in that instance. You get him in transition, folks. Look out. He's got 4 offensive rebounds. He's finished in transition. He's 8 for 13. He's been every bit as efficient as you could want. What Steve was referring to with that inefficiency comment is, against Syracuse, he was 6 for 16. Against Pittsburgh, he was 7 for 19. Now he's coming off an 8 for 10. But that's just a little bit of coach speak. You know, he knows what he's up against, and you're just trying to inspire a little bit of confidence, a little bit of belief to your guys.
He's not saying, hey, he's not a terrific player.
Correct.
He has been efficient and outstanding in this one. Suleiman to fire that. Had a backboard 3 earlier. This is the biggest lead of the contest for the Duke Blue Devils. Hanlon's had a strong game trying to keep the Eagles close in their upset bid. One's back off to Hanlon, who comes in averaging 18. Shot clock at 15 now for Boston College. Hanlon wants to go one-on-one on Parker, and they foul on the floor.
I don't know. I mean, I understand the freedom of movement. I mean, and I get the benefit of the second look. Yeah, there's contact there.
And he lead in with that left arm.
Yeah.
Which is getting consistently called.
Which, you know, I don't know why you stand up if you're Jabari. You were in a stance initially.
Right, yep. Owens around and out. Hood grabs the rebound.
It takes a ton of discipline as a defender, though, to stay in that stance and keep sliding downward and trying to beat your opponent to that spot.
Hood to penetrate. Tied up. Good stop there by Rayhan. Now on the break. Olivier Hanlon. Pass Suleiman. The scoop is good. Pretty play by Olivier Hanlon.
Boy, going to the rack, they have been able to contain him. And he lost control. It looked like he lost control of that ball for a second.
He certainly has intentions of playing at a higher level and considers himself an NBA prospect for sure. Jefferson inside and a whistle with 13:58 to go in the contest.
Well, Hanlon sees that he's in a one-on-one situation at transition. Look at this beautiful crossover. He did. He momentarily lost control of that basketball. He had to adjust while he was off his feet to make that play. And I love this young man's work ethic. I do think efficiency overall in the season, 6 for 11 today, solid.
Lonnie Jackson, the last foul, 5 for Boston College. Parker in close, no, but he'll go to the line to shoot a pair. And working on 17 points and 11 rebounds. First 5 minutes of the second half, Duke is really pounding it into the paint, aren't they?
Well, it's 5 or 7 field goals, but how many of those are Jabari Parker?
He's back at the line and sinks the first. Boston College goes back to the bench. Here comes Alex Dragovich, the 6'7" junior. And Eddie Odio, who's been under the weather, heading to the bench. He's been fighting off the virus. Parker hits that one as well.
The crowd behind us, these young students from Boston College, keep cheering Andrew Wiggins when he touches the ball. Jabari's going to get 30 before it's over if they're not careful.
They may want to reconsider the chance sequence with the kind of game he's having here. And again, the Celtics here in this city, they have a chance to have Jabari Parker on their team. Who knows? 15 on the shot clock. Anderson gives up the dribble. Rayhan again gets it.
And that's another instance, and I don't mean to beat Jabari Parker up defensively, but he's literally got turned around and didn't know where Rayhan was and wasn't sure where the ball was.
Back to Parker, lays it in, and another foul. He has a chance to get another three-point play. He and Suleiman hooking up beautifully.
Well, 6 for 8 in the paint now for Duke in this half. And again, the vast majority of these are Jabari Parker. How about Rashid Suleiman? Put the ball in his hands. He's got size and handle and delivers it perfectly to Parker. I guess it doesn't matter how you guard him. You got 19 and maybe 20 if he makes his free throw.
He sinks that. 56-44. He actually has 22 along with 11 rebounds.
I said 30. He might get 35. Yeah, he's got a long way to go.
So Duke with a 12-point lead. Cross court here for Dragovich. On the fake. Now up top for Hanlon. Cook with a rebound. So Duke with a chance to really open things up here into a nice comfort zone on the road. Trying to get to 19-5 on the season. Suleiman for Cook. Here's the shot on the way, and he got it. And Suleiman's piling up the assists as well, and Cook has had a good day shooting it.
Quinn Cook is 3 for 4 from 3, I believe. They had him as for a miss, I thought, in the first half, Quinn Cook.
A very promising sign. Mike Krzyzewski trying to help him get his shooting eye back, and a foul at 12:21 left. That'll go against Tyler Thornton. So BC to put it in. And Duke has suddenly taken full control of this one. Whereas in the first half, Boston College, largely because of their shooting eye from 3, was hanging in.
Correct. And that was the one concern you had if you were the Duke staff, was how well this team shot, or how high a percentage of their shots are taken from deep.
Dragovich out beyond the 3. Got Jefferson in the air. Here's Hanlon on the spin. Pretty play, but blocked by Parker. Out in front of the crowd, Jefferson, but the pass is too far, and he's on the line. So they'll turn it over back to the Eagles.
Well, what a half. I shouldn't even say that. What a first 8 minutes of the second half for Jabari Parker. He is lighting up the Boston College Eagles. At the rack, everything seems to be going toward the rim. Set up by Rashid Suleiman in transition. The most physically gifted player. I've been after him about his defense. He says, guess what? I've been twice in a fight. It's like, I can play that end.
Thunder at 1. Bulls Lakers at 3:30. Tomorrow on ABC.
What's in your ear? Oh, a quarter.
Check for more.
Well, I guess I can double check. My watch.
It pays to double check with State Farm.
Who doesn't like getting chocolate on Valentine's Day? That heart-shaped box of chocolate says it all. And it makes us feel very special. It really does. I want Russell Stovers for my Valentine.
Don't give her just any chocolates. Give her Russell Stover chocolates with the famous Russell Stover bow.
When I heard Applebee's had a big juicy steak and it's under 550 calories menu, I was like, what the what? Then when I ordered it and actually tasted it, I was like, what? So yeah, I really liked Applebee's under 550 calorie Roma pepper steak. Just another reason to see you tomorrow.
Ciabatta.
Not a ciabatta.
He must have forgot it.
Introducing Wendy's new ciabatta bacon cheeseburger with roasted chopped tomatoes and rich rosemary garlic aioli.
I got a ciabatta.
Now that's better.
Well, look at the hot zone here. Jabari Parker in the second half has been cooking.
7 for 10 inside directly at the basket. 1 for 1 in the mid-range on the left-hand side of the floor. The 2 missed jumpers I thought were poor shots in the first half. I thought he settled. You know, it's no coincidence when he got back to being the player he was to start the year, it coincided with him being aggressive and taking the kinds of shots he's taken today. Don't settle for jump shots just because you can.
Another double-double for him. That's his 8th of this freshman year. You have to remind yourself, he is a freshman. Anderson handing off here for Hanlon. Hanlon has had a nice game with 18 points against the number 11 team in the country. Heckman fires, but that won't fall for him. Patrick Heckman, the junior from Germany. So Duke up 59-44. The three-pointers suddenly not dropping for BC. On the other hand, the Blue Devils are 8 out of 14. And Solomon looking to penetrate. Thornton back out high for Quinn Cook. Shot clock at 9. Anderson coming out to guard him. Inside Parker, and 2 more for Jabari Parker, giving 24. 10 for 15. I would say that's efficient. Rayhan, and tipped away by Parker. Another good defensive play by him. Cook had to find it for a moment. Now fires it and hits it, a three-pointer. How about that? He didn't even know where the ball was for a moment. Timeout, Boston College. He spun around very confidently, fired that three, and he drained it.
Well, you're going to get a lot of shots when you're being guarded by an interior guy, Joe Rayhan the guard, and then Jabari inside. Of course, you're going to come off him. Give your jumpers to the perimeter.
Ciabatta.
Not a ciabatta.
He must have forgot it.
Introducing Wendy's new ciabatta bacon cheeseburger with roasted chopped tomatoes and rich rosemary garlic aioli.
I got a ciabatta.
Now that's better.
This month, exercise your freedom of choice. At your Buick dealer, elect to join the thousands of Americans every month who are switching to Buick's innovative technology, design, and luxury. And with 2 years of scheduled maintenance on any 2014 Buick model, February is a great time to experience Buick. Just announced, through February 28th, current non-GM owners use your President's Day bonus cash to lease this 2014 LaCrosse for around $299 per month.
Ciabatta.
Not a ciabatta.
He must have forgot it.
Introducing Wendy's new ciabatta bacon cheeseburger with roasted chopped tomatoes and rich rosemary garlic aioli.
I got a ciabatta.
Now that's better.
There's a mystical island in the Eastern Caribbean called St. Lucia.
Where you'll find 3 sandals, the most romantic resorts on planet Earth.
It's the luxury included vacation that makes you go, wow.
A lot.
Where exceptional suites are the rule.
And adventure is included.
A place you actually have to see to believe.
And share with someone to appreciate. Get a $350 airfare credit plus save up to 65%. Call 1-800-SANDALS. Conditions apply.
Welcome back to Boston College. And while we have a moment, we just want to pay tribute to a man, Dick Kelly, as you see, battling ALS in an area hospital. Nearly 25 years as an SID at Boston College. Listen, one of the best in the business at his job, but more importantly, one of the best in the business as a person. Ed and Ann, I know you're proud. You raised one heck of a son.
Always a pleasure to come into Boston College and see his smiling face. 64-44 and a foul in midcourt. That'll go against Hanlon. Trying to slow him down. That'll be number 4 on Hanlon.
Might be the least appreciated position in college sports is sports information director. Long hours, lots of obscurity, but you are invaluable to the programs you serve. Dick Kelly, you are big time, sir.
Quinn Cook to the line, an 85% foul shooter, and a very good free throw shooting team. Duke makes 74%. This is a 1-and-1 for Quinn Cook. You got to think a big game, the way he has shot the ball.
Huge.
For him personally and for Duke.
You know, Duke is number 11 in the country, and I still don't think we have seen everybody clicking at the same time for this particular team. Cook has struggled at points. Suleiman has struggled at points. Parker has struggled at points. Rodney Hood has been the most consistent player on Duke. I do think, however, their defensive liabilities, if they're unable to shore those up, could pinch them in the NCAA tournament. Listen, they can score with any team in the country, but if it becomes a possession ball game, you just wonder about that. That's the one area Duke has got to continue to grow and advance.
Odio with it. Shot clock to 13 for BC. A handoff for Jackson. Nice spin, but denied by Parker. And he's had a couple of blocks here in the second half.
Well, and I've talked a little bit about the growth that this young man has on the defensive end. 3 blocks. I need to make a point that he's also being asked to play out of position quite often on the defensive end.
And so much is asked of Jabari Parker across the board. Shot clock at 3. Jackson doesn't see it. Oh, but he's fouled on the play by Thornton, and a bailout there. That was with 2 on the shot clock, and number 3 against Tyler Thornton.
Mike Krzyzewski came out of that timeout with full court pressure. See, I think he's trying to make sure his guys don't relax here with the lead that they have.
Under 10 here at Boston College. Here's Hanlon with a 3. Odio went in strong, and a rebound taken in by Parker. He's had a big-time game here. 24-12 for the 6'8" freshman from Chicago. Suleiman to penetrate. Now the kick out. Thornton, who's been deadly from 3, and that will rattle in. Nice soft touch.
Yep. Uncontested look.
He has 6. Duke has really shot it so effectively, especially during this run. 9:21 to go and a foul at midcourt. A look at Duke's schedule now, and we talk about the major stretch they've already played, still to come. At North Carolina Wednesday, of course, the showdown with their rival on ESPN. That follows Syracuse and Pitt in a dandy. So that's a heck of a night for basketball. The Maryland game is always an emotional game at Georgia Tech, then the rematch with Syracuse.
North Carolina, I hate to keep harping on this, but they are in the midst of a crucial stretch here.
Well, they've won 5 in a row as of today.
Yeah, so they moved to 16-7, 6-4 in conference, 5 in a row, and 6 of 7 with a pretty strong BPI, which is the Basketball Power Index, which will take a greater, a more in-depth look at teams versus the RPI. So one of the things, I thought this was fascinating. We had a little conference call with our research department this week about the Basketball Power Index. Things that we take into account that the RPI does not. Pace of play. The ACC, believe it or not, pace of play has been slow. So a 10-point win by Virginia, nice little drive there. A 10-point win by Virginia because the pace at which they play gets factored in, and that's huge, right? Because Virginia wins basketball games on the strength of their defense, controlling tempo.
71-46 Duke. Under 9 left in this one. Cook rolls to the basket. That was just too easy.
Yeah, you don't get the sense that Boston College is personally offended when anybody scores on them, that's for sure.
Hanlon again, airborne, tough pass, but he got it out high to Dragovic. Anderson. Been pretty much a non-factor in this game ever since he went down hard in the first half. Look at Parker handle it now. Off to Suleiman, who lines it up. Hanlon almost stopped by Suleiman, but he went right by him and laid it in.
Does this feel like a game at the park right now?
Well, it really does, and it feels like a game that Boston College has played many times this season. As they trail 73-48. Jefferson back to Thornton. Parker, nifty feed for 2 more from Jefferson. I would say Jabari Parker is doing a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. It's just everything's too easy. There's absolutely no rim protection. You've got Odio and Dragovic on the floor, who are both, for all intents and purposes, small forwards.
On target here by Olivier Hanlon.
If Boston College is going to have any shot in this game, they'd have to make at least 12 threes.
Hanlon has made 2. He's up to 23 points. 75-51. Duke with a serious grip on this one. They've already won 15 out of 17 head-to-head against Boston College. Last year, much closer, a 1-point game on the score. Thornton with a misfire. Hanlon kicks into the corner. Owens. And stuffed in by Anderson right on top of the iron. So 6:45 to go. Duke about to go unless there's a miracle run here by BC to 19-5 and 7-3 in the ACC. And Boston College took a shot in the first half, only trailing by 4 points at the break. Whole different story in the second 20 minutes. Cook gives it up. Gets it back beyond the 3. Shot clock at 1. Fires and hits it. How about that?
It's been that kind of afternoon for Quinn Cook.
And for the Duke Blue Devils, as the lead balloons to 78-53. Cook with 19. Syracuse coming up against Clemson on Sunday at 6 o'clock. That's on ESPNU.
You know, you and I were talking pregame about, is there any great team out there? Obviously, Syracuse is #1 in the country. And you said something, you know, Syracuse is great at what they do.
At what they do,
yeah,
obviously.
No question, yeah.
That zone, the pace they want to play. They're getting terrific production, and I think big clutch moments out of their outstanding young point guard Ennis, who just seems to love the spotlight.
Yeah, he does seem to enjoy those moments where the game is on the line and he's the decision maker with the ball in his hands. We had the Syracuse-Pittsburgh game where he was just dynamite down the stretch, and Jim Boeheim in the post-game interview is like, hey, my guy's pretty good when it matters.
So,
like, yeah, he is.
Pretty good. Now, look at something going with this kid. He really knows how to play.
Yeah.
When coaches say that, he knows how to play. That's about the best compliment you can give a player.
No question.
Greyhound with a fall away. The tip is up and good by Anderson.
You know, there's a great little piece by Seth Davis of Sports Illustrated about redefining what classifies as basketball skill. And he listed many things, one of which was feel. You would say Tyler Ennis definitely has feel.
Yes, absolutely. It's a great way of putting it. 78-55 Duke.
And coaches, he talked about coaches having feel. You know, Mike Krzyzewski, I've got to believe, and we said it coming right out of the half, there wasn't a person on BC who could go guard Jabari Parker. So what happened? Mike Krzyzewski went through Jabari Parker. He goes up against another one.
And there he is.
Yeah, he went right to him about the first 4 or 5 trips up the floor.
He has had a spectacular game. There is a technical foul here because he hung on the rim. He also got a hug from his coach. So they're going to shoot that first, but here's a look at that stuff. And some hang time. Too much.
Oh, no way for that. Come on.
You know, on that second look, I agree with you.
I just don't see it. That's not.
That did not look like showboating.
No.
It didn't look like he was doing anything unusual there.
That's a big-time player making a big-time play.
26 points, 14 rebounds for Jabari Parker. Duke up 80-56.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by GMC. Introducing the all-new 2014 GMC Sierra. Incredible thinking in the form of a truck. And Chili's. More life happens here.
This month, GMC Sierra is going to work for you. Using new ideas and incredible thinking to bring you professional-grade engineering and higher standards. And now with 2 years of scheduled maintenance, February is a great time to step up to a new Sierra. Just announced through February 28th. Use your 5188 President's Day discount to get a total value of up to $7,500 on this all-new specially equipped 2014 GMC Sierra.
Right here at Table 8, little Karen debuted a haircut she did all by herself. A couple on their first date agreed to a second date next week. And roommates filled up before their final leg to Yellowstone. And that was just at one table, in one day, at one Chili's. More life happens here.
I've got you covered. Go ahead and sleep tonight.
Let love shine. Gifts she'll adore. Starting at $99 at Zales.
Listen up, men. There's only one play this Valentine's Day. Women want chocolate. And which heart always wins the big game? The Sampler. Now get out there and score.
The Whitman Sampler, a perfect Valentine's play and a proud supporter of college lacrosse.
In 1922, Clifford Paul inspired State Farm agents to act like a good neighbor, while Christopher Paul had the idea to pass the ball in order to score. It was clear the gift of giving was in their genes. Nothing endures like the legacy of an assist.
Let's see how Duke was able to do it together. Brought to you by Radio Shack.
How about this pass from Suleiman? Numbers great. It was a pretty good decision to get it to Mr. Parker. Boom, on the money.
Well, the first half actually was a game. Second half has been the Jabari Parker show.
Feels like is it the Legion of Boom, the Seattle defense? It's been the Legion of Boom Duke offense in the second half.
16 since the break for Jabari Parker. And all Duke since halftime here at Chestnut Hill. 26 and 14 for the freshman and counting. Jackson off to Hanlon. Here's the jumper by Dragovich and around and out. And Duke came in raining threes right away. They've gone 11 for 19 beyond the arc. They've got 5 guys who hit 45% or better from three-point land for the season.
Yeah.
5 of them.
Well, think about this. You got 29 made threes for Jabari coming in. Rodney at 48, Quinn 38, Andre Dawkins 55. Andre's really been a non-factor in this ball game.
Really haven't needed him. Parker did not shoot it. Cook will. Had a big day. And Cook with 19. He's 5 out of 7 beyond the three-point line. Suleiman splits the defenders. And the Parker stuff, another one on the alley-oop. He's had a full slate of highlights in this one. Upcoming games now, Gonzaga and Memphis, and over on ESPN 2 at 9, Wichita State, Northern Iowa, as Rayhan brings it.
He's had his own personal jam fest in the second half, Jabari Parker.
So the Andrew Wiggins chance.
Yeah, backfired.
Yep.
Yeah.
28, a career high for Parker.
You know who used to be the best at that? J.J. Redick. The more you abuse J.J. Redick on the road, the more threes that guy would find a way to drain.
It tells you about a player.
Yeah, no question.
And about character, I think, by and large. Wriggling in, Jefferson for 2.
You know, the vast majority of NBA players we interview, when we give them a choice and say, would you rather hit a big shot at home to hear a crowd erupt?
Fouled here by Hood.
Or would you rather hear the crowd silence in the road? NBA players will tell you any day of the week. On the road, keep them quiet, Jabari Parker.
This month, GMC Sierra is going to work for you. Using new ideas and incredible thinking to bring you professional-grade engineering and higher standards. And now with 2 years of scheduled maintenance, February is a great time to step up to a new Sierra. Just announced through February 28th, use your 5188 President's Day discount to get a total value of up to $7,500 on this all-new specially equipped 2014 GMC Sierra.
Whoa, what do you got there?
Berry pomegranate Mio.
Do I just squirt a little?
Or you can squirt a lot.
Really changes your water.
It changes everything.
Mio.
Squirt some.
This is Mike. Mike's being healthy and chewing like a man. With one-a-day Vita-Craves for men. It's a gummy multivitamin with more B vitamins, which help convert food to energy and help Mike do manly things like wrestle bears and take out the garbage. Get $2 off at oneaday.com.
Be powerful. Connect. Verizon.
You shouldn't have to share your appetizers. Chili cheese fries and Chipotle ranch chicken, grilled inside a tortilla. Taco Bell's newest loaded grillers. Appetizers for just $1.
This is George. The day building a playset begins with a surprise twinge of back pain and a choice.
Take up to 4 Advil in a day, or 2 Aleve for all-day relief.
That's handy.
Adnan Burke in the college basketball studio. Coming up, college game day is walking in Memphis. Non-conference matchup between Gonzaga and the Tigers. Zags riding a 7-game win streak, while Memphis has won its last 4 home games by an average of 25 points per. Dave and Doris, back to you guys.
Adnan, thank you very much. Looking forward to the hoops tonight from the great city of Memphis. Ryan Anderson at the line here, 2:56 to go. As Duke has blown it open big time since halftime on the shoulders of Jabari Parker. Has a career high 28 along with 14 rebounds. He's 1 away from equaling his career high in rebounds as well.
Well, fascinating to think as a guy who could be a top 3 draft pick could potentially come back to school. And, you know, credit his parents. You know, what a nice young man this guy is. Quiet, reserved, superstar basketball abilities, but a guy who's not simply about basketball, about service, about growth.
Jones back to Hood. Trying to break the press, but it works for BC. Hanlon comes away with it. In the lane, Owens with a spin, blocks, but a foul on the play. ESPN's journey to the tourney continues Wednesday night with an ACC clash. The top-ranked Syracuse Orange head to Pittsburgh to square off with the Panthers at 7 on ESPN. And right after that game, Duke and North Carolina.
Well, we talk about a Pittsburgh team who philosophically addresses that 2-3 zone different than most teams. In fact, Jim Boeheim has acknowledged that Jamie Dixon has an understanding of how to beat that zone. It's not about number of threes made for Jamie Dixon. He talks about paint touches. Whether or not you take threes is fine as Jamie Dixon in Jamie Dixon's world. It's about how those threes come.
On to the misfire on that one. And Parker yanks down the rebound, also draws a foul on the play. And Parker a little off balance, helped to his feet by Eddie Odio.
I said he might get 30. Got a chance right here,
Got
I
a chance
think.
now. He's getting 2 shots. With 2:42 remaining. Already a career high for Jabari. And back to the line. So he's at 15 rebounds and 28 points. And again, that was Danny Ainge in the crowd. Not the only NBA executive here.
No.
There are several and many scouts.
Yeah, and I believe they're evaluating Rodney Hood as much as they are Jabari Parker.
Yep. And maybe to some degree, Olivier Hanlon as well. Just a sophomore. 28 for Parker. And a jump shot all net there by Jackson. He has 9 points. Jackson came in averaging 8.
Did you happen to see the discussion on game day about the shot clock?
Tipped up and in by Jones.
So, and this has been something Jay Billis has been on for an awful long time, and I tend to agree with him that the men's basketball shot clock has got to be shorter.
Yep, no question.
35 seconds for the men. The women play at 30. I mean, there's absolutely no reason for that long a shot clock in men's college basketball.
I think Jay makes the great argument. I've heard you talk about it. I've heard Fran Fraschilla talk about it. I think you're all right about it. You know, if you take it to 24, if you take it to 30, whatever it is, the game needs to speed up.
Yeah.
And can speed up and should, because these guys are that good.
Correct. No question about it. And I also think, and this goes to a shorter shot clock means everybody's got to be a triple threat. You know, you think back to us as kids being taught the game and how much when you went to camp, it was all about station drills and your handle, your ability to pass, your ability to jump stop, your ability to shoot it. The Europeans play with a 24-second shot clock from their formative years. And because of that, you see European big men, a la Dirk Nowitzki, who's a multi-tool player.
Parker back to the line as he is shooting 2 with 1:27 to go.
And I believe that Jay Billis will stay on it long enough for the NCAA to pay attention.
Jay has had that kind of effect before.
No question. He has influenced positive change in the game.
So he'll be coming up right after us. 28, looking for 29, and 29 points for Parker. And he will step out. His evening is done, a career high in 2 categories. Scoring and rebounds. 29 points and 16 rebounds. Both new career highs for Parker. So quite a performance here at Boston College. A foul to stop the clock with 1:21 to go. College game day presented by State Farm coming up next.
Nice
1-1 here.
Nice little moment there for Andre Dawkins, who's not been, you know, he's been dynamite of late. Andre Dawkins been lights out. Hasn't been a huge part of the game, but guess what? Look at him smiling for his teammate. I mean, that's a teammate right there, right? The best skills are you're happy for somebody else's success. That is terrific stuff from Andre Dawkins.
Dawkins 0 for 2 shooting it. Very, very quiet evening here in Boston. But it was Jabari's show. Now, Hanlon has had a very productive game in terms of scoring, but a lot of his games are like this. He might get 20, might get 25, but his team winds up losing. 25 in this one, but 25 is like, who's going to notice that?
Yeah. He was as efficient today as he's been all year. I think that's the next area of growth for Olivier Hanlon is being more efficient as a scorer.
Coaching 1 minute. The Duke will improve to 19-5, 7-3 in the conference. And coming up on Wednesday at 9 o'clock, they take on their arch rivals, the North Carolina Tar Heels, who've been hot in conference play.
Oh, Mr. Paliuka's dad is in the house. Nice little pass there. And Mr. Paliuka, one of the owners for the Boston Celtics, he is in the house. And he said to us at the half, maybe if they could space it out, my son will get on the floor.
Well, he's on the court here as Cook drives it. Adds to his scoring tally in this one. Give him 21. And a long jumper good by Adeodio. Has not had much of an impact in this one. He was under the weather at the start.
Just as a point, I think that young man undersells himself. I think that guy's got basketball ability, Adeodio. Dynamite athlete.
Yep, his father's the head coach at Barry University. So basketball in the blood. Final seconds here from Chestnut Hill. And Duke, after fighting their way through the first 20 minutes, they only led by 4 at halftime. They blow out Boston College in the second half, and they cruise 89-68. Jabari Parker put on a show. 12 for 17. 5 for 10 at the line. 16 rebounds. 29 points. So another win for Mike Krzyzewski and the Duke Blue Devils. Coming up, College Game Day presented by State Farm. For Doris Burke, I'm Dave O'Brien. Now let's send it out to Memphis, Tennessee.
Tonight in the FedEx Forum.